All right, so up next we had a really weird main event, which probably shouldn't have been the main event, as we've discussed multiple times already. Adrian Neville versus Kurt Hawkins. What?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, even though I really didn't care for their feud, I would have thought that even Brodus Clay would have made more sense than this, considering they had recent beef and everything.
Yeah, but Brodus Clay didn't deserve another freaking title match.
Well, not a title match, no, but like a non-title match, because the title wasn't on the line here either. I'm just
He's
saying,
underneath Neville. Then again, so is Kurt Hawkins, so you have a point.
yeah, see, there you go. But yeah, Kurt Hawkins was just, the point I'm trying to make is it's incredibly random. Man, where's Corey Graves when you need him?
Right?
Uh,
That would have been so good. Is he injured?
I don't even know with Corey Graves. He just can't, I
I
just
feel
can't.
like Corey Graves is the Dolph Ziggler of NXT. Like he's either always off TV or always injured, but regardless, he's always underappreciated. Like he never gets. I feel like he should have been NXT champion by now, or at least been in an NXT championship feud by now. But the closest that he's ever gotten was like one or two title matches, which he lost and then got kicked immediately to the back of the line after.
Honestly, with the role he seemed to be on when he came back from his concussion, I thought he would have made up one of the halves of this number one contenders match that we're going to take over between Zayn and Breeze.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that he's just completely off the radar at this point. But who wasn't off the radar for unknown reasons to all of us was Kurt Hawkins, as he's got a chance to lock it up with the champ. And really, I honestly don't even recollect much from this match. I remember a drop kick in the corner from Neville, followed up by his red arrow for the victory. So unless you remember any other notable points, Ashton, I mean, that was pretty much the match.
Well, apparently I have a slightly better memory than because it wasn't even the drop kick. It was just a forearm smash into the corner.
Oh, it was? I thought there was a drop kick in there. Wow, okay.
All I know is that I watched the last like 20 seconds of this match twice, and on the second because here's the thing, I was getting bored with the match, so I tabbed over, and next thing you know, I heard the freaking bell because Adrian Neville had won. So I went back, I hit the rewind 10 seconds button twice on my WWE Network player, and watched the finish, and I saw Neville went and he hit a forearm smash, and then immediately went up to the top rope to get the win.
All right. Well, then there you go. Adrian Neville gets the win. After the match, though, he's celebrating with the NXT Championship. When Tyson Kidd's music hits, he comes out, and he has some grievances to air with our NXT champion.
I never thought I'd see the day that I would say this, but Adrian Neville out-promoed another guy today.
Yeah, he did. I could see what Tyson Kidd was trying to go for here. That he is a legitimate guy that I guess never really got his due. Talks about, I was a former WWE Tag Team Champion. Fact. I've competed on Raw. Fact. SmackDown. Fact. And I'm the only guy to have a WrestleMania moment in front of 75,000 people. Fact. And, he had that whole thing going. And then I loved what Adrian Neville had to say here. He said, fine, I get it. You want that launching pad back. You want that feeling back. But you got to understand NXT is the future. NXT is my home. And I am its champion. And at TakeOver, the only one that's going to be taking home the gold, as per usual, is your wife.
Oh!
Yeah, and you know what? I gotta say though, if there was one thing I did like about this whole thing, because Tyson, when he came out initially, he said he wasn't there to cause any trouble, and then after that line from Neville, I'm thinking, okay, Tyson Kidd's gonna walk away, but then he's gonna turn around real quick and try and like pop him one in the mouth, but he didn't. He left. I guess he's just gonna let the words stew, and they're really saving. What was that?
He kept it respectful.
Yeah, he kept it respectful. He's gonna save all the physicality for TakeOver, and you know what? That's what I like, because don't even give an inch away, because I do think these guys could have a special match at TakeOver. So, good stuff.
Absolutely. A lot of fun. So, anything else left to say about the show?
Absolutely not. Let's get into our next segment.
High spots and low shots.
My low shot is as obvious as you're going to get. I mean, it's Bo Dallas. Went to the roulette table, put everything on the line, and he came up short. Lost in a solid bout with Big E, but then the post-match promo was just gold. It's blue horizons for Bo Dallas, as he said to debut on SmackDown. You've heard the tentativeness from both sides with me and my cohort and commentary here. We'll see if he can take off. It's bow time, baby.
Absolutely. All right, my low shot is maybe close to as major as yours, but definitely not as obvious. Kurt Hawkins, because he's main eventing a show against somebody who's far more relevant than him. And not only does he lose in what I feel like was easily less than 3 minutes, but then he gets overshadowed by a second guy. And even though he was 1/3 of the main event, nobody remembers anything about him.
Yeah, really. I mean, I even mistook, like you said, it was a forearm in the corner. I thought it was a dropkick. That just shows you how much attention I pay to Kurt Hawkins, even when our NXT champion is involved. It's crazy. So yeah, great low shot. My high spot is keeping consistent. It's Big E.
Nice.
I mean, he was able to do the entire NXT universe a huge service. They've wanted to be rid of Bo Dallas for the longest time. So Big E, I think, officially became their savior after this match. And you know what? I think this is going to be some much-needed momentum for Big E for what I believe to be his next big conquest, and that's potentially Rusev. So we'll see what happens.
My high spot, as contradictory as it may be, is Bo Dallas. Why? Not because he had a good night, but because he had the most memorable night.
Yeah. You know what? Doesn't matter if you win or lose in the ring. If people remember you when they walk away and they go home, that's how you win.
Well, and
yeah.
the way that I kind of came up with that was I was getting ready to give it to Tyler Breeze because I was going to say, all right, John, tell me who you remember most from tonight. And I just know you would have said Bo Dallas. So I had to go there.
Right. No, dude, I completely understand the reasoning there. Again, Bo is good. He's on the cusp of the main roster now tomorrow night, and we're there. So, yeah.
I love the way they timed this, though. Like, one night he loses to have to leave NXT, the next night he debuts on SmackDown. How perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, really nicely done by WWE there. I have to give him credit for that. So great picks all around. Do you have anything else you want to say about this NXT?
It was a lot of fun, and I can't freaking wait for TakeOver. And before I turn it over to you to close the show out, are we going to do live reactions for TakeOver?
I thought that we would, yeah.
Sounds good to me. We're doing it. Be ready for it, folks, because that's going to be on my channel instead of a post-TakeOver TwitWow.
Absolutely, because it's like we said in our last live reactions, which was Extreme Rules. That's right. If you can't really gauge how we felt about matches in a review context with our emotions, really nothing else you could do outside of that, because I think emotions are very self-explanatory. So I'm very excited. With that said, guys, this has been NXT. This has been TwitWow, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I am John. That was my cohort and commentary, Ashton. We will see you again for our Friday night SmackDown review, where it will be time to believe.